Imagine the silence of the Wyoming wilderness shattered by the sudden roar of a grizzly bear. A seasoned hunting guide and his client standing over the fresh kill of a bull elk are caught off guard as the massive predator barrels out of the underbrush, teeth bared and claws ready to strike. In an instant, the tranquility of their successful hunt turns into a nightmare of blood and violence. This is the horrifying story of Mark Uptain, a man whose passion for the wild led him into a deadly battle with one of nature's most fearsome killers. Brace yourself as we delve into the gruesome details of his final moments, a chilling reminder of the untamed dangers lurking in the wilderness. Mark Uptain was a 37-year-old hunting guide who loved the great outdoors. Born and raised in Jackson, Wyoming, he had grown up surrounded by the rugged beauty of the Teton Mountain Range. His childhood was filled with camping trips, hunting excursions, and fishing outings that nurtured a deep respect for nature and a love of adventure. By the time he reached adulthood, Mark had become an experienced outdoorsman with an unparalleled knowledge of the wilderness that he called home. Mark's passion for the outdoors led him to a career as a hunting guide. He was known for his skill, knowledge, and dedication to his clients. Mark wasn't just a guide, he was a teacher who took great pride in sharing his love for the wilderness with others. His easygoing nature, sense of humor, and expertise made him a favorite among hunters and adventurers alike. He had a deep respect for the wildlife he encountered, understanding the delicate balance of nature and the role that hunting played in conservation. On September 13, 2018, Mark Uptain set out on what he thought would be a routine elk hunt. He was guiding Corey Chubin, a client from Florida, on a hunting trip in the Teton Wilderness, a remote area known for its stunning scenery and abundant wildlife. The two men had spent the day tracking elk, moving through the rugged terrain with rifles slung over their shoulders and packs filled with gear. The day had been a success. Corey had managed to shoot a bull elk, which the men had tracked through the forest. By late afternoon, they found the elk, and Mark began the process of field dressing the animal. It was a task he had done countless times before, and he went about it with the confidence and skill of a seasoned guide. Corey helped as best he could, following Mark's instructions and learning from his expertise. As the men worked, they remained vigilant. The wilderness was home to a variety of wildlife, including bears, and they knew the scent of the elk's carcass could attract predators. Both Mark and Corey carried bear spray, a common precaution in grizzly country. They were aware of the risks, but felt prepared to handle any situation that might arise. As Mark and Corey continued to work on the elk, their peaceful afternoon was shattered by a sudden and terrifying noise. Out of the forest charged a grizzly bear, drawn by the scent of the fresh kill. In an instant, the bear was upon them, moving with astonishing speed and power. The men had no time to react. The attack was swift and brutal. The bear, a sow with a cub nearby, lunged at Corey first, knocking him down and biting his leg. The attack happened so quickly that Corey barely had time to process what was happening. Mark, seeing his client in danger, sprang into action. He shouted at the bear, trying to distract it and draw its attention away from Corey. Mark's efforts worked. The bear turned its attention to him, giving Corey a chance to scramble to his feet. As the bear charged Mark, Corey managed to grab a can of bear spray from his pack. He sprayed the bear, and it momentarily retreated, but the attack was far from over. The sow was agitated and protective, and it quickly turned back to Mark. In a desperate attempt to save himself, Mark fought back. He used his bare hands and whatever tools he had at his disposal to fend off the bear, but the sow was relentless, determined to protect her cub and claim the elk carcass. The bear overpowered Mark, knocking him to the ground and mauling him. Seeing the ferocity of the attack, Corey knew he had to get help. He grabbed his bear spray and ran, his leg bleeding from the initial bite. As he fled, He looked back to see the bear still attacking Mark, who was fighting for his life. Corey managed to reach his cell phone and called emergency services, breathlessly reporting the attack and giving his location as best he could. After making the call, Corey continued to run, putting as much distance as he could between himself and the attacking bear. He made his way through the dense forest, eventually finding a clearing where he felt safe enough to stop. He waited, praying that help would arrive in time to save Mark. The emergency call set off a rapid response. A team of game wardens, along with search and rescue personnel, was dispatched to the area. They knew time was of the essence and that Mark's life hung in the balance. The team traveled by helicopter to reach the remote location as quickly as possible. When they arrived at the scene, they found the bear still near the elk carcass. The sow, now with her cub, was agitated and aggressive, and the rescuers had to be cautious. The bear eventually moved off, allowing the team to reach the site where the attack had occurred. Tragically, when they found Mark, it was too late. He had succumbed to his injuries, the result of a vicious and sustained attack. The rescuers recovered his body and escorted Corey out of the wilderness. Corey was treated for his injuries, which, though serious, were not life-threatening. He was physically shaken and deeply traumatized by the events he had witnessed. The death of Mark Uptain sent shockwaves through the Jackson community and the wider outdoor community. Mark was well known and respected, a dedicated guide who had spent his life doing what he loved. His loss was deeply felt by his family, friends, and colleagues. Wildlife officials later located and euthanized the sow and her cub, a decision that was not taken lightly. The bear had demonstrated aggressive behavior and was considered a threat to human safety. The incident highlighted the inherent dangers of the wilderness, even for those who are experienced and prepared. It also sparked discussions about bear safety, the use of bear spray, and how best to coexist with the wildlife that inhabits these wild places. Mark Uptain's death was a reminder of the unpredictable nature of the wilderness and the need for constant vigilance. Despite his experience and knowledge, he became a victim of circumstances beyond his control. The incident served as a sobering reminder to all who venture into the wild that nature, while beautiful and awe-inspiring, can also be dangerous and unforgiving. Mark Uptain's story is one of adventure, passion, and tragedy. It serves as a poignant reminder of the beauty and danger of the wilderness and of the enduring spirit of those who dedicate their lives to exploring and protecting it. If this story moved you, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future content. And if this story was distressing or upsetting to anyone, especially Mark's loved ones, please reach out to me directly. I truly value your feelings and feedback. Until next time, stay safe out there and always remember the power and unpredictability of nature.